What's up, everybody? Welcome back today, and guys, welcome back to 5 Minute Rants. I'm your host, Michael Abernathy, and welcome to the show predicated on the journey of life and business. Well, today, everybody, I want to actually talk about a couple questions that I have dealt with personally over the years, especially walking through business and trying to build a company and walking through just different facets of life. And some of these questions, and they're similar, they all revolve around this idea of why can't I get past this point? Why am I stuck? Why doesn't my life change? Why can I not seem to solve this problem? Why can't I seem to get more of X, whether that's money, whether that's revenue, whether that's, better relationships? Why can't I, whatever it is? And I want to talk about these questions because the root of this often is I am working and I'm not reflecting and I'm not learning. And so something that I talk about a lot, and that I personally believe that doing without reflection and learning equals insanity. And so you can do a lot of things. You can work every day and learn absolutely nothing. And if you want to learn, you have to think about your day. You have to think about your day job. You have to think about whatever you're doing or practicing. And that's called reflection. And you have to reflect first, and then you've actually got to glean lessons and wisdom from whatever just occurred in your life throughout that day. And the problem is we don't normally tend to do one or the other. The problem is oftentimes we'll find ourselves loving to learn, but I don't want to think about how I just screwed up. I don't want to think about how I just made a bad decision. I don't want to think about how I made a good decision. I got past it. It's over. And that's normally where most of us live is, wow, I just got past that. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to grow. And see, the problem with that is at that point, if we don't think and grow and we don't actually reflect and learn from whatever just occurred, we can't repeat whatever action just took place. And believe me, you are going to need to repeat it because life is very simple and the things that we do in life always tend to seem to be the same, right? Like it seems to be the same. Hey, love yourself, love others, really be honorable and practice what you preach and move forward with truth and integrity. And that seems to be universal and carries across all facets of life, whether it's in business or at home. And also the other sides of things are, hey, you need to do the real work and the right work, but how are you going to know what the real work is if you never think about what you're doing? And if you never reflect and you never reflect on what has just occurred and you never learn how to repeat or not repeat whatever just happened in your life. So like one of my personal goals is to actually really try to learn constantly. I want to learn constantly from what I'm doing and what others are doing. I don't want to wait. I especially love learning from what others do. I don't want to wait to either make the same mistakes or even come to a point to where I have to try and figure it out on my own. If somebody's done it, I would rather learn from them and take it and grow. And I would rather let their ceiling be my floor in the hard knocks and in the successes and wins. And it's so much easier to do that, but it requires a lot more humility. It requires a lot more critical thinking and reflection. And then it requires a lot more discipline to make sure that lesson gets deep down inside of me so I can actually act upon it. And one of my intentions in life is I just want to constantly learn, and I want to do it quickly. I don't want to wait 6 months to a year from now to learn the lessons I need to learn that are going to propel me into success several years from now. Because everything operates really in minimally yearly timelines, if not 5 to 10 years. Most everything operates in 5 to 10 year cycles for whatever reason it seems to be around there. Much bigger time horizons than most people would talk about. And if you've ever asked the question, why am I stuck? Why can't I get past this point? It's because you've been working or doing without reflecting. And you haven't learned anything from it. You haven't learned and made a catalog of what not to do. You haven't gone through what I call the Thomas Edison approach, to where you sit there and you make a catalog and a list or a known database of known errors. You haven't made a catalog of all that and said, hey, these are all the things that do not work to solve this problem, or these are all the things that do not work to get me out of this point in my life and move into the next stage. And the reason why is because our heart isn't to look back and reflect, and it requires deep humility to do that. You have to be able to be wrong, and you have to be able to look at yourself and other people and the mistakes they've made and go, I've done the exact same thing. And then from there, you have to also have the humility to say, I don't want to do that again. And so anyways, guys, doing without reflection and learning equals insanity. And that's just what I'm going to say. Anyways, hope y'all have a great day, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.